My name is Diallo Mohamed Ali. I'm originally from the Republic of Guinea, as in West Africa. Uh, my intake, or what I can say about shift in culture for the local as well as for Africans uh, in Hong Kong for the past 10 years of my experience is that yes, there are more acceptance in terms of integration, in terms of mixing with people from different backgrounds compared to 10 years back. Even though still there are a lot of prejudices, a lot of misconceptions, but yes, it's improving. If we take, for example, the perception of black people as we see back then, let's say in the 1990 year 2000, 2010, not 1990, 2010, when I came here, a lot of people will not take the lift with you as a black person. So once you enter the lift, some people will, because mostly they don't know. When I talked to a Chinese person, he said the fact he hoped that I won't be offended by telling me these things. He said he thought most Africans are carrying viruses, they're carrying diseases, and they are poor people. I said, well, poverty is nothing to do with nationality. It's nothing to do with place of origin. We have poor people everywhere. I give an example for people living in China today. You look at back 20, 30 years back, there were a lot of poverty around. Not because a country has managed to lift itself economically, that it make big difference compared to people who are still in poverty. But what count more is actually the individual behind the skin, you can see. So in terms of intercultural marriage, interracial marriage, I would say, yes, there are more Africans into intermarriage between Africans and local Chinese people. We have a lot of children growing out of this wedlock. It's statistically improving compared to years back. That is to do, I believe, with more and more interaction and understanding. Of course, there are more black people or African people now than it was 20 years, 30 years back. So the more interaction, people coming here for business, like myself, I came here on a business, what is called, for doing my own business. This is what I feel. I don't know if there is anything else I can clarify.
Okay, so thank you. So I will just ask one final question.
Right.
So do you think the future, with the coronavirus, the African countries, Omicron, there is a negative image adapted to or attributed to Africans? So because it was discovered in South Africa, do you think Hong Kong people are brave or smart enough to know that, as this is not from Africa, it's something global? So what can you say about this?
I think this is I think human reaction. As you can see, first reaction from many part of the world is to ban flight coming out of that particular part of Africa, like South Africa, Zimbabwe, and surrounding countries. But when people get to know a little bit more, then it's easy to deal with it in a more rational way. We can think that Hong Kong people, or let's say Chinese in general, will have better understanding because they are the first victim of this situation. When the coronavirus started, there were a lot of backlash of people in the other part of the world, mostly Europe and North America. regarding uh, Chinese or people coming from Asia. Unlike Africa, we don't have this kind of blatant rejection or discrimination because something has happened in your area or in your country that you are necessarily what is called guilty of anything. Most of the African here you've seen, they didn't travel for the past 2 years. So I don't see how anybody rationally will link the Omicron that is being found in South Africa and which is spreading across the globe, will link that to black people here in Hong Kong. We are all actually fighting the same virus, the same threat. It's better to join hands, bring better understanding between us in order to safeguard the community and the whole people in general.